That's to do with a lot of like what I've been going through this year is trying to accept that he's gone and that, I can't talk to him anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a long time coming. I've always wanted to talk about it, but I just didn't really know how to. So as you can see from the title, I'm going to explain to you guys why I don't have a dad. So a lot of people will know this story, but a lot of people won't. So I guess the story starts back in 1992 when I was born. My mom had me out of wedlock. That was still seen as like wrong and sinful. In fact, my dad, my birth father, actually had a family. And my mom, safe to say, was his piece on the side maybe. He kept telling her that he was going to leave his family and he was going to take care of us and yada yada yada. First thing I want to just point out is that if you decide to have sex and if you conceive a child, it wasn't that child's decision. And for you to like not be in their life is really shitty. Unfortunately, my mom didn't keep any pictures of my birth father. And so growing up, I never knew what he looked like. All I had was a name. I didn't know if he still lived in the country. I didn't know if he was dead. What kind of psycho has a child with someone and then just leaves and doesn't even bother to get to know the child? Now, it's not that I'm even that upset about it. I was raised by my mum and I love my mum so much and I'm so glad I turned out the way I did. But when I look at people and I see that they have really supportive dads, it makes me really upset. Like, it really gets to me. When I was 2 years old, my mum met another man. I guess they fell in love and he kind of became like my dad. I started calling him dad and that's all I ever knew. Obviously my mom would tell me stories about like my birth father and just remind me that, let's say, dad number 2 wasn't my birth father. She wanted to be honest with me from the beginning. That was cool with me though, because I had someone who took the place of my birth father and who started to raise me as their own. And that was amazing. So shortly after, my sister was born and we all lived as a little happy family for a couple of years until my mom and dad number 2 broke up. I found it really hard when they broke up because dad number 2 actually moved to England as an electrician or something. So we barely saw him and that really affected me because we were really close and we used to hang out all the time and we used to do stuff and we used to go camping and do nice things. So to speed up the story, dad number 2 met a new person and they fell in love and got married and had children. And all in this time, I was finding myself. And so I came out as bisexual. This is when I was still presenting as male. I came out as bisexual and that wasn't okay with them. So dad number 2 and his new wife were born again Christians. Unfortunately, they were brainwashed. That's what I like to think anyway. I don't like organized religion. I don't agree with it. And definitely seeing this side of things, the shit that they would come back and say like was just crazy. So my mom had already come out as a lesbian and I was coming out as bisexual. And I was asked not to go to dad number 2's house anymore by dad number 2 and his new wife. This obviously really affected me because they had had kids and they were like my siblings. So I was asked not to see my family anymore just because I was being true to myself. So that rejection has really affected me in my life and I haven't really talked to him since. Since he's found out that me and Chloe have both come out as transgender, he's written letters to Chloe and emails and he's been really, really nasty. He's not a nice person. He's completely fucked up and it's actually really sad, especially for the younger kids. So in my eyes, I never really had a dad who stayed by me and acted like a true parent. The one person that I always looked up to and the one male figure that I had in my life was always my granddad. We lost my granddad just less than a year ago. And I've talked about him a few times in a couple of videos, but I suppose like it's safe to say like my granddad was my dad. Like he raised me and he stayed by me, and even when I came out as like gay and stuff, like he didn't care. Like he tried so hard to like ask me to have any boyfriends and stuff like that, and like he was just amazing. Like he was such a kind man. He was so kind to everybody and everybody loved him, and I really miss him, especially now like coming out and stuff and being my true self. Like I really wish he could have seen this side of me. And that's why I wish like I had come out a long time ago. Like I just want that unconditional love from a man, like a father figure. Also last year, just before my granddad passed away, I actually found my dad on Facebook, like my birth father. So I found out what he actually looks like, and I found out that he has other kids, and it was such a shock for me, but I didn't really know how to like process it, so I just put it away. And I don't want to go back there. I don't want to send him a message or anything. I don't know what to say. Like, hey, I'm the child you had 25, 26 years ago and abandoned. Like, no. If anything, I wish that it was he who was gone and not my granddad, because I need my granddad and he's not here. And now I like find it really hard to trust men, like any men. And if I get close to someone, I'm like, I don't know, I just don't know how to handle it, because I'm like, you're just gonna leave me like everybody else has. And it's really deeply embedded in me, and I can feel it, like it's such a pain. I just feel like I've gone through my life and men have hurt me so much. Like I've been hurt by women as well, like, and women have said like mean things to me and have betrayed my trust and stuff, but definitely men have really hurt me, and like that's why I really always looked up to my granddad, because he never hurt me. He was such a good person. And like it's really affected my family that he's gone, because he was like the pillar. And I think that's to do with a lot of like what I've been going through this year, is trying to accept that he's gone and that, I can't talk to him anymore. And it's the first death of the family as well. Like, no, like I haven't lost any cousins or uncles or aunts or anything like that. So it's just really affecting me, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I just wanted you to know the backstory of, why this is affecting me so much, because I know a lot of people who be like, oh, my granddad passed away or my granny passed away, and even though it's sad, it doesn't affect them as much as, like, say it's affecting me. And sometimes when I say, oh, my granddad passed away, people are just like, oh, sorry to hear that, and it's like, yeah, you're not though. Like, they say it just because it's polite to say, but like, you just really don't know how much it affects somebody, losing someone that important. And I guess the moral of this story is, if you decide to have sex, like male and female, there is a risk of getting pregnant. And if you get pregnant and the woman decides to keep that child, be there for it. Like why would you leave it? It's a tiny baby. It's an innocent being who has no choice in the matter. And if you're in a same-sex relationship and you decide to have a child, like, don't abandon your children. It affects them. It affects their life. And like for me, I had no idea like why I had a longer nose, or why I had certain features that my mom didn't have. I didn't know. I didn't know did my dad have that or not, because I didn't know what he looked like. Second moral of the story, don't abandon your children because they come out as LGBT. Like, that's just sick. And the third moral of the story, I said this in one of my last videos, is cherish the time with your loved ones, because it's not always given that they're going to be around for much longer. And I know that sounds really depressing, but that's life. Like, we never know when we're going to go. So definitely make the most of the time, because you will miss them when they're gone. I really needed to get that off my chest. And I just really wanted to open up to you guys and tell you my story. It's definitely affected me through the years, not having a stable father figure, but I am kind of coming to peace with it. I did look at my granddad like he was my dad, and now he's gone, but I hope that he's still with me in some way or another, and I just want to put out there that I loved him so much. Everyone did. So I will remind you guys that I am trying to get up to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. It would be amazing if I could reach that by the end of the year. And so if you're on board, definitely hit that subscribe button and make sure to click the notification bell too. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and maybe share it if you want to. I definitely think this video might help other people out too. And until next time, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are staying happy and healthy. Wishing you a fabulous and safe day.